guys just don't know how addictive that music is. Welcome to Thursday's Chillax and Chat. I thought Miss Paranormal Pixie was going to be with us because I don't see a lot of the chat, as most of you know. Oh, there she is. Well, Miss Lara, Ghost Dragons told me that you were at Area 51 or Roswell, and I was just going to tell everybody that I thought you were going to be here, but you're not. But there you are. So yes, Ghost Dragons will put it in your Facebook Messenger, and I apologize. That's why I put your face on there, and I put your name on there, and then he was like, no, she's away. So I didn't think you were joining us, and that's what I was just saying. So not done on purpose. I'm so sorry. But I take no responsibility. I was like, I thought she already went. He's like, no, she's at like Area 51 or something. I'm like, oh, okay. I literally had my phone in my hand like this. Apologies. I'm glad you're going to be here because there's some stuff that I wanted to talk about. Yeah, let's pretend like my hair isn't crooked, my ponytail, because I didn't have time to fix it. I was cooking dinner. And I'm also just going to turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone because it looks like it's going to give me trouble again. I've really got to get that fixed. Let me say hi to everyone. And as soon as Ghost Dragons gives me the thumbs up in the back, I will bring him in and then Miss Lara can come on. Mike Roberts first. Yes, indeed, sir. Yes, you were. So good to see you being silly and just enjoying yourself. Miss Lotus Girl, what is up? Smoochy. Hey, girl. Vixen Doe. Yes, Miss Shelley. Miss Lara will be here with us in just a minute or two. And, I was wondering because I was like, oh, I wanted to talk to her about her trip. But it's okay. We know Ghost Dragons gets confused, pretty confused. I may have to get up and unplug the Wi-Fi from the TV. Blue Crossroads, what's up, honey? Scott, what's up? Yes, pink hair. I'm loving these clip-ins. I really am. Ghost Dragons, are we good? So the one thing I do want to discuss tonight, guys, I don't think I can show you, even though it's like a really short clip. Number one, I'm not sure I know how to screen share. And number two, I don't want to get demonetized or copyright struck. So what I'd like to do is play you guys the audio for those of you who haven't seen it. But let me bring in the other hosts and, get started. Hi, lady. I'm so sorry. I was just about to send you the link. Steven, you're muted, so nobody's even. That's exactly what it looked like. You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
I love the hair.
Yeah, it's keeping me sane.
The hair is keeping you sane. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, my way of rebelling against the world.
Carl, what's up, girl? Nicole, hello. And anyone else that I missed. So I do have one thing I really want to cover tonight, aside from hearing about your experience. And I feel really bad because, as you can see, your face was on the thumbnail and your name was and I was like, oh, okay, I guess we'll do it next week. But there's one thing going on, guys. And like I said, I think I'm just going to let you guys hear it. Love you too. Love you guys too. There's this kind of viral video going around that everyone is just mocking this lady. She's a quote unquote Karen. And I think in this community, we have to take things a little bit more seriously. So I don't know if maybe like she had some edibles that kicked in early or something, or if what she's saying is actually true. And let me know if you guys saw this or heard about it. There was a woman on, I believe it was American Airlines, and she got up from her seat before takeoff and she stormed off. She was storming off the plane and she's like, yes, I'm leaving. And there's a reason I'm leaving. And I'm going to tell you why. She said that, and she had a lot of curse words, but I found a version where they're bleeped out. She said, I'm leaving because that mother effer back there is not real. And if you want to die on this plane with them, go ahead, because I'm not going to. She held everyone's flight up for, I've seen 3 hours, 5 hours. Carrot Top was on the flight with her and was like really upset because he ended up missing fireworks or something at like his destination. I think they were going to Florida. So basically, what she was saying is there was somebody, and you don't get to see who she was referring to in any of the shorts.
There is another one with his picture.
Oh, they do have the person she was referring
Okay.
to.
He's in a green hoodie.
And she was saying that this person wasn't a real human being and she was uncomfortable and felt in danger. So again, it's like, okay, was she maybe on something? Because she did seem like very frantic. But if you're not from this community and you are, I don't know, it's so weird. Because if you're not from this community, why would you think someone's not real if they're not?
Unless a lot of it's conspiracy stuff too, about the reptilians running the government and hiding among the pit.
No, that's not what I'm asking is, if you're not from this community, why would you ever, like, the first thing you might think is this person looks strange. Not this person isn't real. And to me, the first thing I thought of, like you just said, Ghost Dragons, is reptilians. And I was like, maybe she's talking about, it looks like an imposter human.
Well, here's the thing. There's a guy that was sitting behind him. He didn't take any video because supposedly he was listening to Stephen King on his headset. But he comes out and puts out a little video saying that, he watched the whole thing go down and didn't think much of it. And then the guy turned around after she left. He turned around and winked at him like this. But it wasn't a wink. It was this kind of wink, where the eyelids went sideways like this, closed.
But if there's no video, I don't believe. That's
what a lot of people are saying.
Jumping on.
But another person was filming, but it's real jerky because she's trying to look around people, and you see the guy sitting in the seat, and all you can see is like this much of his face because the other seat, and he's in a green hoodie. He looks kind of sus, but
really.
He looked kind of sus. Just the way he was looking at everybody. They said he never said anything. He just kind of. He never.
Yeah, wouldn't you? And that's another thing. Like, you don't even hear a response from the person she was accusing of being not real. Like, I would be like, listen,
he was like,
my Patterson ghetto would turn up really fast in that situation because I would be so uncomfortable that this person is calling attention to me and saying I'm not real, especially doing what I do for a living. I might be a little bit upset and I might come out and do a video or something, even a short, and say, listen, she was talking about me. That chick is crazy.
Right. And he didn't do nothing.
And like I said, I didn't even know anything existed. Lara, what are
just two quickies.
Well, it's always possible that, at least as far as the other person, the one that was being accused, he may be being requested by the police to not put anything out there until they can do some investigation on what the whole situation was. Unfortunately and fortunately, we're living in a whole new society where on the one side, we've got the UFO people, cryptid, all of that world, that we're attracting more of those people with interests, okay? On the other side, you've got a society in which, in a lot of areas, things like psilocybin is being legalized, okay? So without knowing more details, I would be very reticent to make any judgment call on it without knowing, did the woman have a prior history of any mental conditions?
Right.
What will the other witnesses say? Was there any other underlying medical conditions? And then, some people have psychotic breaks when dealing under stress. So
I've had 2 in my lifetime.
That she has some underlying personal issue that she just caught a glimpse of this person and freaked out. Does she actually see something that maybe everyone else didn't see as far as this person? It's hard to say.
I agree.
Like I say, I'm very reticent to make any kind of judgment call on it.
That's definitely true, especially when I can't play the video because I don't really know what the rules are. I just want to reiterate for Nicole. First of all, Edna, thank you so much for going back and purchasing the merch. I'm going to talk to Miss Lara to maybe get an image or something that represents Miss Lara because you are also a part of the channel. And if you would be okay with that, we'll talk about it behind scenes. You can come up with something. We could all, it doesn't matter to me. But we're representing Steven. You are another host on this channel and a big part of it. So if you would like to be represented with a shirt or a cup, or it doesn't matter, you think about it and let me know and send me an image. Okay. Because I think people would be really interested in that as well.
He's already got my stuff on there, so I'm cool.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's done, and I figured we can't leave you out. So Nicole, here's what happened. Some woman stormed off of, I believe it was an American Airlines flight. I believe it was to Florida. Details are kind of still coming in. And she was panicked and freaked out. And she turned around and she said that she basically, in a nutshell, with a lot of expletives, that she was getting off the flight because that person back there, and she pointed randomly, and Ghost Dragon said they do have an image of the person she pointed to. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't speak on it. That person back there isn't real. And I'm not going to die on here with them. You guys can if you want to. And she stormed off. And I definitely agree with you on not, we don't know enough information. I think what I would like to know is, I think it's very possible, whether in that situation or not, I think not very possible. We absolutely are living in a time where we are being, the word infiltrated always sounds to me like it's something negative, but we're just, as a collective, we're starting to recognize that some people are partially human and maybe some people aren't people. And especially in this community, it gets a little convoluted, but are people's eyes, maybe even in putting that particular case aside, like opening up more to, a regular person that doesn't even, live in this world, meaning online and in paranormal community, or believe in things like that, may start noticing things like that. Are they becoming more brazen, these other races? And I think the fact that the other person, regardless of what else was going on, didn't even speak on it, didn't even, while they were in the plane, get up and say, I don't know what she's talking about, this, I don't buy, and it seemed to me like maybe they didn't want to be seen. So that's very conspiratorial, but I don't know, for some reason that story really stuck with me when I saw it last night, and I was just like, wow, this is happening. And I want to call everyone's attention to the shirt that Ghostdragonzw is wearing. I said last night that I took some of the donation money and bought him a new shirt, a new light jacket, and a little pocket hug. So that's it. No, nothing happened with the plane. Like I said, Carrot Top was also on the plane, and he took this video ranting and raving because he was angry he was late when they landed for his fireworks. So
it's weird because if something would have happened on the plane, everybody would have freaked out.
That woman would be rich and famous by next Tuesday.
She'd be on every talk show in the world, every paranormal show in the world.
I do have a sneaking suspicion, and I'm not accusing her. This is just my opinion from looking at her and seeing her energy. And even just listening to her, I feel as though she was on some kind of medication or mind-altering substance. But it's just crazy to me, for someone to even proclaim that someone else isn't real. I wanted to say that never happened. That almost never happens. But then again, we can't say that. How do we know in 1970 or 1980 that didn't happen? We weren't overly surveilled.
Like Bruce said, you'd be surprised what happens on planes that we don't hear about.
Turn my volume down. Okay, let's try that.
Yes, Carrot Top was on the plane, and yes, he cried like a baby because he was late. But I can't complain because she did hold up the plane for a while.
For a few hours.
Yeah. Oh, she was upset. She just wanted off the plane, and they were giving her a hard time about it. If they'd just let her off the plane, it would have been done and over with.
They had to go in. They had to search the plane then, and all of that other protocol. So last night, my stream went down right as Jules asked me. where Hedwig is. And short answer, I have no idea. I brought him home. He stayed at my mom's for a few weeks. So Hedwig is my stuffed owl that we had a lot of conversation about on this channel, on this stream specifically. Yeah. And I brought him home, and RJ just was in love with him, even though he refuses to watch movies, so he won't watch Harry Potter with me. And then all of a sudden he was gone. It's not even like we were taking him back and forth and he could have got lost or fallen. He's gone. I don't know where he is. RJ has 3 stuffed animals on his bed, and the rest are in this beanbag chair. But instead of beanbags, it's all of his stuffed animals inside the chair, and makes up the stuffing of the chair. He's not in there. So I don't know. I don't know where Hedwig is or what happened there.
Interesting.
Yeah, that is very interesting. Now, last night, my inner clairaudience, the first thing I got was hiding. Okay. As in something has taken it and hidden it, or someone has taken it and hidden it. And then mom. So not that mom has hidden it, but that it's at her house. So I'm going to dig into that deeper when I do
that would be cool,
and see what I come up with for you. Basically do like a mini read into it. But yeah, that was, and when I get the clairaudient hits that are solid, since I've started opening up to it more, I actually will get that high pitched, almost like a tuning fork tone in my ear, sort of as a validation that yes, you're on the right path. Yes, what you're thinking is correct. So yeah. So we'll see what I can find out.
That would be awesome. And I want you to discuss a little bit when you went to Roswell, because I think that's just so amazing and so fascinating. There's one more thing I want to discuss while you're here with us. Just something maybe you could ponder on and in your free time dig into or think about. So last week I went on a hike in the woods by my yard. I need to get out in nature more. I need to ground, not just with the use of crystals. And like at the beach, we all need that experience as light workers. And I hate the outdoors. No earth in my chart at all. Mm-hmm. I think my 2nd and 6th house have some earth, but that's not the same. My planetary positions, there's no earth. So I kind of forced myself out there, and there were 2 paths to take. And, the one path was marked with red squares. I guess that's normal paint. And the other one was blue, and one of them was red and blue. So I got all turned around and confused, and I was just miserable. And I turned around and came home even after I got lost. After I got lost for a little while, I should say. So I get home, and it was yesterday. I believe it was yesterday morning. I'm just kind of sitting here, and I'm getting my stuff together because I'm about to do readings. I had a few readings left to do. I'm like, Gemma, just do them now. And so I'm getting my stuff together, and I was very the opposite of careful. I can't think of the word right now.
Careless.
Yes, thank you. I was very careless with my protection measures going into the woods, because again, I don't go into the woods. So It didn't occur to me to do some protective measures, even though I keep my property protected from these exact woods that I was walking all into. I saw that fawn deer goddess lady thing that I still don't know what it is, and I've seen it 3 more times, but we could talk about that a different time. So all these things going on, and I don't think maybe I should put a little light on myself, we come home, things are a little weird. Like I noticed that I was seeing extra shadows and stuff, but that happens sometimes when I haven't cleansed in a while, which I haven't done because I haven't had the time. So no big deal. And then yesterday, all of a sudden, I'm sitting here, I'm getting everything together, and I just hear, it was as though there was an earthquake happening, and also there was 1,000 people outside all hitting my house with bricks, just throwing them. Now, my house is made of stone, as I think I've told you guys a lot. Somebody went around and collected stones from the town and built my house out of them. The guy was a mad scientist, but he was awesome. I love my house. So I could really hear it. And I I didn't, before I could even register what was happening, I stood up to go and look out the window, and I woke up on the ground, and, you know, I'm looking around, and there are just shadows just darting everywhere, all over the place. But there's also balls of light, orbs, which I never see orbs. Even when you guys would see them during live Oracle, I'd never see orbs all over the place. And it was like the shadows were chasing the orbs around. It was just, and I was sick. I was throwing up, and I was scared. And so I did a little ritual where I called in my spirit team and tried to get some more information, but I was in such a bad state. I guess I had fallen asleep, because when I woke up, it was all over with, but I did have a lot of dead here. And what I understand, and I'm still kind of working through this and trying to get information to understand, something followed me from the woods. And it doesn't happen often, so I don't want you guys to be fearful. But if you die with some sort of demonic attachment, so not a negative, not a lower vibrational, specifically a demonic attachment, if somebody does some kind of curse on you to make this happen, there are certain types of demons that can have control over your immortal soul, even though they don't have it forever. They have it until you remember the light, or Jesus, as I call it, or until somebody frees you. I think what happened is it followed me, and then I don't know, like the souls understood that I could make the light, and they finally broke free or remembered. So I ended up with all but one of them moved on. There's a woman, she's still here, just hanging out, and she's fine. She kind of helped me get everything together, because I wasn't even cognizant enough to call in my guides or my team right away. That came after. And I managed to get rid of the shadows for now. Terrifying. Never had anything like that before happen to me. And I'm just wondering, like, I know what it was. I know that it had control of the souls. I know, but it's like so quickly, like, I don't know, if it controlled them, then how are they able to follow me? Or did it follow me, and then they just kind of were released when they came into my house? Because my house is covered in protective measures and spells, and regardless of what someone else who lives here wants, I do it. It's just all invisible.
Yeah. And you know, in my experience with something like that, one, you just described what I call the beacon effect. Literally, you were right place, right time, and you are, and we light workers, spiritual mediums, so on and so forth, are beacons. And so they were able to follow you because they could see your light, even though whatever it was had been holding them back from the light.
That's why I was confused, because I'm like, that thing should have blocked them from seeing that.
Not to use, well, okay, so cat analogy. It's like when the cats see a laser pointer, and all of a sudden they all go, oh,
yeah,
it's over there.
And I know that happened.
That is exactly
I just thought it would be blocked.
What you went through. Yeah.
And I've never had, I mean, I've had tons come up to me in crowded places, at concerts, you know, when I forgot, I was so excited, but never like this. This was really scary. You know, I'm terrified of shadow beings, regardless. Like, I knew what these were eventually, but it started off for a couple of days where I was just seeing extra shadows. And I'm like, this isn't shadow person energy, though. Like, there's something deeper going on here, which I can't discuss with anyone in my house, because obviously I'm not going to tell my 5-year-old. And also it freaks, you know, him out. So I didn't know what to do. So I'm like, I'll just take care of it on the weekend when I have some free time. I agree. But I guess for me, it was like an eye opener that, like, no matter how confident I am in my abilities, and no matter how ahead I think I am, that, I guess it's like a warning, guys, like that little bit of carelessness could have really cost me, because had I not woken up, I mean, I could have been on the floor all that time. I could have been overtaken. I mean, you don't know. And at the same time, all this is going on, my mother was making a sandwich in her kitchen, an hour and 40 minutes away from me. And she sent me a picture. She got a huge slash, like, cut going across her arm, not from a knife she was using. She didn't do it to herself. It just randomly appeared. And 3 slash scratch marks on her side over here. So still trying to figure that situation out. But it was pretty crazy. And
so, and then with yourself, you're going through a level up, dear. You know, and I bet Stephen would agree that your abilities, because you're changing your vibration, you're changing how you not only operate on a day-to-day basis within the community, but within your family unit, within your day-to-day life, as far as your spiritual life. And just to be honest, you put your foot down and said, this is me, this is who I am, take it or leave it. And when you do that, it's like putting down the groceries. Now your arms are free. Now you can move to the next level. Now you can move to that next
I sure hope so.
ability. You can move to that next awareness. And so that, like you said, you'd never really seen the orbs before. So what you were seeing, what you were describing, my cognitive ability shows me those pictures, right? And as you were describing it, I can see it. And basically, those are the souls, both the shadows and the orbs, when they're in your space like that together. So you're seeing the shadow of what their human form was, and the orb is their energy. Does that make sense?
It makes total sense, but I'm still so fuzzy about it. I when it happens to me, guys, I know like a lot of people like that want to like keyboard thug in my comments. It's not the same when you're looking at it for yourself, which is why I bring stuff to Lara.
Yeah.
So it would have been so obvious if it happened to you or to someone else. But for me, I didn't understand what was going on. And that's why I wanted to bring it to you. But we are halfway through the show and I want to hear about your trip because I want to live vicariously through you.
Well, it was extremely hot. I'll start with that. Yeah, even though I think
The temperature's like in the 90s and the hundreds there.
Yeah, the weather channel I think said it was like 98 in the area where the convention center is. 103, 104 degrees. Yeah, it was ugly hot. And then we had some thunderstorms roll through, so then it was hot and humid.
Oh.
But that said, it was a great time. Got to connect with some of my Insta fam, Soul Tribe.
Nice.
Vinny Adams, Dan Zetterstrom, and Graham Rendell. They're all three from the UK. And Vinny is the first one I connected with on Instagram. I want to say it was like March or April of 2020. Okay, when I first started to find my way over into social media communities. And yeah, he's got a great channel. He had just started it out. Didn't have very many episodes going, and we hit it off. We became good friends. Through him, I met Dan Zetterstrom. So Vinny Adams, his channel is the Disclosure Team, or Disclosure_team.
Yes.
And then Dan Zetterstrom is the Signal. He's usually on that UFO podcast with Andy McGrillen. And then Graham is a now 4-time publisher of World War One, he's working his way into World War II, UFO research. His first book, which I have a copy of back there, is UFOs Before Roswell, the European Foo Fighters. Just an amazing book. His research is bar none, top notch. Every page has footnotes where you can actually go and pull up online on the archives and see the documents that he's referencing about these reports from pilots and so on. So that was a big high for me, getting to actually finally hug them for the first time. And they gave both a talk about, they all three work with UAP Media UK, which they do some great articles and research. And so they did a talk for that, and then they did a talk for a series that Vinny and Dan have been working on now for 2 years now, called Phenomenology, where they've
Ooh.
gone to Colombia to study what's known as the dancing lights. This particular village is settled in a valley underneath the mountain of La Pena de Huayca, Juaca. And these light phenomenon, bright orbs will appear in the sky over the mountains. Sometimes they will actually go across the valley to the other mountain. And one of the researchers that sort of put this all together, his name is Ashley Cowie. He has actually been on Expedition Unknown with Josh Gates.
Okay, what was the
And
name? I'm sorry, I was trying to help
he,
Shelly.
so, oh, no worries. His name is Ashley Cowie,
I think
Yes.
I know who that
and
is.
he's an
Yes.
amazing Scottish archaeologist, researcher. He actually lives there in the valley at the base of La Pena de Huayca. So they've actually set up their research headquarters um, at his place, and they're in the village. So they gave a talk and premiered episode 1 of season 2 that was filmed earlier this year. And they go and they talk to the people that live in the region. Now the dancing lights have been, I think they said, recorded by the villagers for at least 400 years. So these flying orbs in the sky, certainly predate anything that we're seeing in modern time,
Right.
but they even managed in season 1 to capture this light phenomenon. And so they're trying to, using science and trying to also understand how it might be connected spiritually, that, what is causing this phenomenon. Very fascinating series. I actually wanted to try to go, but I hadn't healed enough from my surgeries yet, from my back surgeries. And it's like, no, I'm not, because even though the elevation wouldn't bother me, because Ashley's house, I think he said, is at like 9,000 feet. I'm at 7,500.
Oh,
Um, the hike up to the top of the mountain where they're doing the research, it's a fairly steep hike up to 12,000 feet. So yeah, getting to hear that and a little bit behind the scenes, that was amazing. Got to listen to, and I can't remember the gentleman's names, but um, they've both been on Skinwalker Ranch, but also Mount Wilson Ranch, and have been working with um, Harold Crusher. Okay. And in doing research on that whole area, these two gentlemen are retired Navajo Police Department. They call themselves now the Paranormal Rangers,
really?
because their area was getting reports of things like Bigfoot, for instance. So they're on the Navajo reservation,
I think
Utah,
I saw a show
Colorado,
or
all of
something
that.
that had that. You got to
Yeah.
comment, and I know you can't see them. Paranormal Highway said Paranormal Pixie Lara is an awesome person. Yes, Paranormal Highway the week
Thank you,
after the
Ann.
18th. I'm writing it down. Go ahead, Miss Lara. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so got to hear their talk about some of the different calls that they've gotten. It, like I say, it started out with basically the sheriff got a call and pulled all of the officers in and said, "This is what we're dealing with. These are the reports that we're getting," to show that how differently the Navajo Nation deals with this kind of thing. And he said, "And you two are going to be the ones to go investigate it. And you will be respectful. You will, um, you know, you will not release people's names. You will treat it like you would any other investigation, so on and so forth." And so they became known as the Paranormal Rangers. So when
That's so
someone would
cool.
report a skinwalker, when someone would report, like I said, a Bigfoot, or just simply, paranormal activity, a ghost, a UFO, any of those, these two gentlemen were the go-to. They're quite amazing gentlemen, quite amazing. Um, did get to meet Cheryl Costa, who an absolutely amazing woman, ufologist, researcher. She and Linda Costa, her significant other, have done a correlation of state by state directories of UFO hotspots by region, by age group, by all of that. Just absolutely phenomenal work that they've done. Anthony from Unidentified S4 has had her on his show a couple of times. Just
Love
an
him.
absolutely amazing person.
Can I?
She was formerly a he, but transitioned after she got out of the military, and she is not only an ordained, um, that's the right word, Buddhist monk, but also a Wiccan high priestess, uh, uh, or I should say, full blown witch. She's amazing and very sweet, very approachable. Um, really enjoyed getting to meet her. Got to see, people like Colonel John Alexander was there, Nick Pope was there. Um, there was a myriad of the. Sorry about the bouncing of the table here. Caught my foot. Um, some of them, I just smile and I wave. Um, I take certain people, Nick Pope, for instance, with a grain of salt. But I thought it was nice that he came out to support the
Well, you
effort,
have to have
what they were
that
doing.
kind of, you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
especially you have to be responsible with your ideas when you're on a platform as well. And I think even for me, actually, I know for me, being on this platform has made me a lot more responsible in my opinions and my ideas and how I think of things. Because if I'm going to bring something back, I want to be responsible with the information I'm putting out there. It's
absolutely.
so crazy. I always thought, and guys, remind me to mention para unity before the end of stream at the end. But when I thought Roswell, right? Because I don't know if you guys have noticed or not, but I'm kind of sheltered and isolated, and I always have been. The farthest I've ever been was Fort Hood, Texas, and I didn't stop anywhere in between. Like, I am from Jersey, that's where I am, right? I've been to Disney World a million times. But so when I think of certain places, I think of certain things. And when I hear Roswell, I think aliens.
Hmm.
That's it, aliens. And
Right.
it never occurred to me. And I did think I saw some kind of TV show. I don't know if it was on a Navajo reservation, if that's what it was about, but there are these paranormal police on a reservation now. It's probably happening in more places than one. But I was expecting that it would be like I always said before coming into this community, why would anyone go there? Like, it's just one place and it has aliens.
Right.
Maybe. I didn't realize there was so much there for this community specifically. Like, I knew it was a big deal, right? So it's not like I didn't know Roswell was a big deal. I didn't understand why until very recently. And now hearing you talk about it, it actually sounds like really awesome and a really great way to like gain more knowledge and more information and to meet incredible people.
Absolutely. I mean, there were other people there, like, for instance, was this David Childress? Also from Ancient Aliens. Yeah. So he was there, but it was really nice. They had a fair number of people who were also in the paranormal research or Bigfoot research, that sort of thing, as well as the UFO. And this portion of the UFO festival was put on by the newspaper that published the original post about the UFO crash in Roswell. It's the Roswell Daily Record. And this is the second year that they've done the symposium. Big hit. They had, again, this portion was fairly small, but they still had like over 200 people that were pre-registered. Plus, then you had people who came through and bought day passes to hear the speakers that day or what have you. One of the other ones that I think you'll get a kick out of, I was just tickled pink to me. Have been a big fan of since the first time I saw him. Ben Hansen was there.
Oh, I was just watching him on Beyond Belief last night. I loved him.
Beyond Belief, Fact or Fake. Absolutely love that series. Then you've got UFO Witness. You've got all these different things that he's done that I admire the fact that he's taken his everyday knowledge of how things work and how to do a good investigation, and then turned around and applied them to, something like UFOs or the paranormal.
Right.
Yeah. So not only did I get to hear him talk, UFO Witness is right now. Yeah.
Paranormal, UFO Witness. Yes, I just started watching it because sometimes I'm a little slow on the uptake with things like that, but I did. That's how I came to know of Ben, and I just think he's another one. He's so awesome.
Yeah. And he was very approachable, easy to talk to.
Oh, his energy is really.
They did a Skywatch. Both Melinda Leslie, who also, she does Skywatches C5, all of that. They did one with her, and then right afterwards, they did a Skywatch with Ben Hansen. My sister and I, we actually went mostly for the one with Ben Hansen, and it was great because he took both sides of it, and he said, okay, I'm going to explain to you, what constellations you're looking at, what satellites you're looking at, what these different things look like, so that if you can rule out that it's not one of those, then it's something anomalous. Then it's
right. Yes,
through
exactly.
UAP, UFO, whatever you want to call it.
His first reaction isn't to just go right for the paranormal or the extraterrestrial element.
Yeah.
Right. Which, when people do that, I can understand why, but I do like to see all sides of it. And it makes it so much more exciting, in my opinion, and for me, when someone is like that, when they approach it that way, because then he tried A, B, C, and D, and it can't possibly be what could it possibly be? And that's one of the things
Right.
that I really love about him too.
Yeah. So getting to do stuff like that, that was absolutely phenomenal.
Cool.
And she and I sprung the extra cash for the VIP tickets so that we could do that. And also
Nice.
they did VIP lunch both Friday and Saturday. So
Oh,
we were able to actually, have a little bit more of an intimate setting to be able to, talk with these people and ask them questions and so on. But, each of the talks that they gave, it wasn't so overly packed that you couldn't, when they did question and answer, actually get a question in,
yeah.
which was great.
One of these
Um,
days, guys, you heard it here first. That is one of my ultimate goals. Like when I was talking about Power Unity, I'm going as a fan. Dave Schrader suggested that like maybe I should go, and get to know some people. And I'm bringing my mom, and I'm going as a fan. Chip Coffee, Dave Schrader, the Ghost Brothers, and it's right in Woodbridge, New Jersey. But one of these
yeah,
days, I am going to be invited as a speaker, and people are going to be coming to see me. You guys mark my words. That is one of my ultimate goals
absolutely.
for my personal career, and I have the spiritual retreat that I'm putting out there for everyone else. But that is a big time goal for me. And I just want to mention we got
Steven,
about. I'm sorry.
You mean you're gonna?
I just saw something go by up high behind Steven. Um, big black shadow. Just so you know.
I know it's there. It's
Oh,
mom.
Oh,
okay.
It's mom.
I
Mom's
didn't
dad's
even.
been having
Okay.
issues. It's
Okay.
dad's having issues, so mom
I just
sees
saw a
to,
whoosh,
she
and it's
sees
like,
to come in when
oh,
he's
okay.
having issues.
I was like, not another one for me.
Yeah.
Guys, the Blue Crossroads, absolutely. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth, and that's exactly what we're talking
One of
about.
my
People are
favorite sayings.
he eliminates everything else, or as many other
Yeah.
things as he can. So I wanted to say Power Unity, November 3rd through November 5th. I know it's a long way off, but I think tickets are going fast. It's right in Woodbridge at the Woodbridge High School. But on Friday night, they're having a VIP party where I believe that's where like the Ghost Brothers and all of them are going to be there. And Chip Coffee's having an event on like a mass reading in
Yeah.
like the
Group reading.
auditorium section. So mom and I are going to do that. And then Sunday, I don't know exactly like what the itinerary is, but I know that I will be there. So if you guys are in the Jersey area, again, I'm not there as a paid speaker or a speaker or anything like that, but I will be there as a fan enjoying
She
myself
won't let me off my
and
chain.
fangirling over the Ghost Brothers and Dave Schrader.
Yeah.
I told Dave flat out,
Well,
I'm like,
Jason, Hawes, and I believe Steve Gonzalez are going to be there
oh no,
as
there's a lot
well.
of people going. Those are just the
So,
people that
yeah.
like I'm like mainly because I don't watch all of the ghost hunting shows. I really don't because I think I've explained to like when you if somebody asks you what's your name and you're a very shy person or you haven't spoken to anyone in a really long time and you finally are like, all right, I trust this person, I'm going to tell them my name, and you're like, my name's Lara, and they're like, oh my god, she said it, and they start screaming in your face, she said Lara, you're going to be like, okay. And that's what I think a lot of ghost hunters do. They're like, give us a sign. And then as soon as you see the sign, instead of responding and reacting to the spirit who just did what you asked it to do, they start screaming and crazy. And it drives me nuts. So I don't really
100%.
watch a lot of them. But I'm obviously familiar with Chip and Dave, and the Ghost Brothers. Just they make me laugh, so I enjoy them very much. I don't watch a lot of the ghost hunting shows. I watch Ghost Adventures. I only recently, like a month ago, ever watched my first episode of Ghost Adventures, but my mom really has like a vendetta against Zach, so I don't tell her that I watch it because she will go on like a 3-hour rant about him, and I'm like, hey, take him or leave him. He made a name for himself running around with a camera, and he's doing pretty well. So would I want to meet him in person and like try to befriend him? No, because it wouldn't work out. But well, from the image he portrays, right? But it seems like that's how he really is. But I do. I'm so looking forward to it. To that, and I have.
You will have so much fun.
Yeah, I definitely will. My mom's never done anything like that, and really neither have I. Gone to a thing like that, like because I'm so new to this community, and like I would even go alone, but I know like it's really exciting for my mom, and she's so excited by what I do, like just with my channel and all of that. So I know it's going to be a really good time for us. So any of you guys, again, like I said, who are around or who are coming to Para Unity, let me know. Okay. Don't forget Gemma Jade merchandise at jivecreations.com. I will talk to Miss Pixie tomorrow or after the weekend and get a little design up there. You can have your face like I have, or we can do like an actual paranormal pixie or a logo. Just think of something. And I think
Okay.
people would like that. Like they enjoy that Ghost Dragons has his stuff on there. And she said I rewound the feed. Yeah, I've got to look at that because I want to check the energy on it. I know that you believe that it's your mom, but I don't know because normally I don't usually see light spirits show up as dark shadows. But
And see, that's actually the way I will. If I see them with my
really?
physical eye, I will see them as a whoosh
Okay. So
shadow.
you'll look at
Yeah.
it and just know that it's an actual spirit. I think because I'm
Yeah,
so
I
freaked
do.
out by shadow entities that most spirit probably doesn't show themselves that way to me because they do know they can't read your minds, despite what a lot of
Exactly.
people think. I believe evil and lower vibrational could, but for the most part, spirits cannot read your mind. And but I think it's just all over my energy. Like I'm terrified of
I'm
shadows. Guys, I have to pee really bad, and I also
no.
eat dinner. So if you guys have anything to wrap up, I want
do.
Lara to go, Steven, then I'll go.
Okay, so we talked about your readings being purchased for the month of August. I wanted to do something
Yes.
special again. And so let me see if I can get this up to the camera. And
Oh my gosh, is that?
so that is a lapis palm
Oh my
stone
gosh.
for third eye clarity
I
and
want to write it
vision.
down
And
so I can.
it's lapis in quartz. So the gray that you're seeing on this is the quartz where it's mixed with the lapis, and then you've got the pure lapis on that side. Again, I'll clear and charge the stone, and I may do a little something extra as well to go with it because I'm feeling called to do so,
You
feeling
are
told
so
to do so. But
tremendous.
then you had also asked me, and I believe it was for Lotus Girl, about something for back pain. Is that
Her
right?
her twin sister, Risha, yes.
Okay. So, and we can talk about this after the stream, but I want to charge this and send it for her to have.
Yeah, I told her
This
that I was
is
going to ask
this is
you and if you could
bloodstone.
do it. Bloodstone?
This is bloodstone. Yeah, bloodstone is a really good universal healer. It's actually what I've been using for the last year and a half. That's helped me through all of my back issues.
I will
So
ask her
I
which
swear by it.
address she would rather it be sent to, and I will send that to you right away. So guys, what Lara just showed, the lapis and quartz palm stone cleared and energetically charged by her. I wish New England Dirt Roadie was in here. He comes in and talks about it on Wednesdays, how tremendous the golden healer palm stone he won the last time I did something like this. How it was, and the small quartz crystal, he was just blown away by the energy of it. He said it was vibrating literally when he opened it. Lara, you're tremendous. Thank you so much for doing that for the channel. And the way that you can enter to win that, guys, and I also have some crystals and crystal jewelry I'm going to give out like I did last time. There will be like the main winner who will receive that from Miss Lara, and then there will be 2 or 3 other prizes in the form of crystals and readings or crystal jewelry and readings. All you have to do this month in July, purchase a personal reading from me. I'm doing them half price, so it's only $20. Pay it to my PayPal or Cash App, which the information is in the description box and going across the screen on the ticker. And at the end of the month, so I would say, let's say first week of August, I will announce the winners in the Wednesday night live intuitive oracle stream, and I'll put them up in the community tab. And Miss Lara, if you would send me a nice picture of the stone so I can put it up in the community tab as well. Do you want to show the
Absolutely.
the palm stone one more time for Miss
Sure.
Bat Mom and anyone else who
Yeah,
didn't see
let's
it?
see if I can get it to focus.
Look how beautiful that is. Oh my gosh. I love lapis. It's one of my favorites. And it's not just the stone, it's cleared and energetically charged by Miss Paranormal Pixie as well.
Yeah, right now it's being kept after I was told that that was what I was supposed to do. This is a solid copper bowl, and it's being kept in here with my selenite to start the clearing process before I charge it up.
I appreciate it so much. And Bat Mom, yes, let them know it's half off if they'd like to get a reading. All you have to do is purchase the reading, and my patrons are entered. I do a random number kind of lottery thing. I only have like a few patrons, and I do enter them as well because they do pay every month the $20 for the reading. So we'll do the same thing. We'll do a little numbers thing, and I'll announce the winners the first Wednesday of August. And we'll see how it goes from there. I also have some stuff from Jive Creations I still want to give away. So I want to find a way that people can win some things, like maybe some stuff from Jive Creations, maybe without having to make a purchase. I'm trying to keep it fair for everybody, guys. Yeah, I really have to go pee, and I also haven't eaten since breakfast. So I love you guys so much, and don't forget that palm stone could be yours or something else, not equally as cool, but something maybe almost as cool that I have directly from my altar. So maybe it's been a part of a ritual. I do cleanse them first, though, guys. I'm not sending you stuff with like my juju all over it, but I know some of you have asked me, like, if I send out a pair of earrings, like, did you wear them? So yeah, direct from me to you, and from Miss Lara. I love you guys. Thank you so much for coming and hanging out. I am gonna get off here, do what I need to do, and then rewind and just take a I believe you, Ghost Dragons. I believe you, but I just want to take an extra look at that shadow. And next time I want you to show everyone the jacket, because I'm excited to see that jacket. I'm excited for them to see the jacket. I am. I was so excited when I saw it to buy it.
Did you forget to talk about something? Did you bring up the giveaways? You said you wanted to remind people about your August giveaways.
We literally just talked about that for like 10
Okay,
minutes.
I was so caught up in chat.
That's literally what we were just talking about this entire time.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Lara didn't even know how to react. She was just like, no facial expression, neutral at all.
Actually, since this all went down, I've been watching.
No, it's okay. But yeah, we just went over all that. That's what I was rambling on and on about. I love you guys. I really gotta go. I will talk to you. Thank you for coming to hang out.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night. Monday, we're going to discuss part 2 of the possible SFK theory, strange and very suspicious drowning deaths across the United States. So, yeah. Roger Blair, welcome. Sorry, guys, that I have to go. Baby UFO, check your email sometime tomorrow. I'd say maybe mid to late afternoonish, I will be sending your reading, because I had to use tarot because I didn't have any love oracle decks, but it's a pretty good one if I do say so myself. And yeah, so I'm going to go, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye. Love you too.